So tomorrow is the glorious festival of Sri Rádháštamí, our very favorite occasion, the holy appearance of Srimati Radharani. So, although I'm totally unqualified and have no entrance into the great mysteries of these things, somehow they've asked me to speak today, since tomorrow's Rádháštamí, we'll speak something about Srimati Radharani. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manubhistam Tapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Gadamaya Dalati Svapadandikam Aradhanastrinandantayritam Yache Puna Puna Srimad Rupa Padambujo Dulisyam Janma Janmani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripasindhubhyavata Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisabhanu Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. So Srimati Radharani, very, very most special personality, that even though Krishna, because Krishna becomes Akarshan, all attractive, she's able to attract that person who's all attractive. That is Srimati Radharani. And there's wonderful series of verses in the 4th chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, just to help us to understand the glorious position of Srimati Radharani. So we'll discuss that, well, not discuss, the verse itself is discussed by so many verses afterwards. So this is a very beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that we can understand that Radharani is not ordinary personality. She's non-different from Sri Krishna himself. She's his Ladini Shakti. So the verse goes like this. Devi Krishna Mai Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mai Sarva Kanti Sanmohani Para. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses the all-attractiveness to attract the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. So several verses discuss this verse. Devi means resplendent and most beautiful, or else it means the lovely abode of the worship and love sports of Lord Krishna. Krishna Mai means one who's within and without our Lord Krishna. She sees Lord Krishna wherever she casts her glance. Krishna Mai means one who's within and without our Lord Krishna. She sees Lord Krishna wherever she casts her glance. Or Krishna Mai means that she is identical with Lord Krishna, for she embodies the mellows of love. The energy of Lord Krishna is identical with him. Krishna Mai has two different imports. First, a person who always thinks of Krishna, both within and without, and who always remembers only Krishna, wherever he goes or whatever he sees, is called Krishna Mai. Also, since Krishna's personality is full of love, his loving potency, Radharani, being non-different from him, is called Krishna Mai. Her worship, Aradhana, consists of filling the desires of Lord Krishna. Therefore, the Puranas call her Radhika. Now, Krishnadas Kaviraj quotes a very nice verse, because sometimes people ask, where is Radharani in Srimad Bhagavatam? We don't find mention. In Padma Purana and many other Puranas we find her name. But because our Sukadeva Goswami, if he would pronounce Radha's name, he would go into ecstasy for who knows how long. And he only has 7 days to speak to Maharaj Parikshit. So he has hidden the name in Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can see how fallen we are. We say Radha all the time and nothing happens to us. But Sukadeva Goswami would have gone into ecstasy for who knows how long. So this is a nice verse from Rasupadhyaya. Anya radito nunam Bhagavan Hari Ishvara Yando Vihaya Govinda Pritoyam Anayat Raha. Truly the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. Therefore, Lord Govinda, being pleased, has brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind. So, Anya Radito. Aradhana means to worship. So the best worshipper of Krishna is Srimati Radharani. So he's hidden the name of Radha, Anya Radito. Therefore, Radha is Parama Devata, the supreme goddess, and she is worshipable for everyone. She is the protectress of all, and she is the mother of the entire universe. I have already explained the meaning of Sarva Lakshmi. Radha is the original source of all the goddess of fortune. Or, Sarva Lakshmi indicates that she fully represents the 6 opulences of Krishna. Therefore, she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. Kanti may also mean all the desires of Lord Krishna. All the desires of Lord Krishna rest in Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani fulfills all the desires of Lord Krishna. This is the meaning of Sarvakanti. Lord Krishna enchants the whole world, but Radha, Sri Radha, enchants even him. Therefore, she is the supreme goddess of all. Radha Purna Shakti, Krishna Purna Shaktiman, Dui Vastu Beda Nai, Shastra Paraman. Sri Radha is the full power, and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. These two are not different as evidenced in the revealed scriptures. So we have to kick out all our mundane ideas about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. There's nothing mundane about these pastimes. So, tomorrow we'll hear how Radharani, she appeared in a very beautiful place on the other side of the Jamuna called Raval, just near Gokul. Because Nanda Baba and Vrishabhanu were very dear friends. When Nanda Baba moved to Nandagam, then to be with him, Vrishabhanu, he moved to Barsana. So Raval is the appearance place, Barsana is the living place. But Barsana has captured everyone's imagination. So that is the biggest festival for Radhastami is there. And if you want to see how to celebrate Radhastami, then you have to go to Barsana. But you go the day before. If you go the morning of Radhastami, the door is locked. You can't get in. So many people come, they eventually lock the door. Even to get the Abhishek paraphernalia, they have to bring it up by rope. Even the pujaris are not allowed to come. But first of all, there's a beautiful pool bungalow, flower palace. And after the Shayan Artik, then everybody sings and dances the night away. If you want to know how to celebrate Rádháštamí, the whole night before, whole night long, everyone's singing and dancing. And there's like 5 different kirtans going on. Yeah? One in each corner and one in the center. Sometimes one of them becomes bigger, everyone gravitates toward that one. Then this one becomes more popular, everyone comes to that one. Then over here becomes more popular, then over, like that is going around. And on the back courtyard, because now one nice devotee, Janaki Das, he has expanded Barsana temple double. Backside, there's so many people also dancing. Amazing. But you have to, because eventually by midnight, they just shut the door. Nobody else is allowed in. Anyway, it's a very lovely festival. We don't have so much time to describe. We'll describe some of our favorite pastimes of Srimati Radharani in Barsana. So, if you've ever been on the Prikrama of Barsana, you know there's one, just like, because Barsana is incarnation Lord Brahma, just as Brahma has 4 heads, so Barsana has 4 peaks. And one of those peaks, after we pass through the village of Chiksoli, we come to a big clearing, and there you can see high on the hill, there's one side we see more kutir, other side we see this beautiful, way on top of the hill, Man Mandir. So Man means, you take a little anger and a little pride and some crocodile tears and some coquettishness, and you mix it all together like an artist. That is Man. When Radharani is upset with Krishna, she does Man Leela. So what happened was on that hill, top of that hill, Radha and Krishna were there. It was full moon night. And Sri Krishna, he was describing the beauty of Srimati Radharani. And he said that her luster is just as beautiful as the full moon. And Radharani became furious. Why? Because you've seen the full moon, he's very beautiful, but he's got so many spots. Krishna was describing her beauty with something that is so defective. Actually, moon has panch dos, 5 faults. Just like we just mentioned, Kalank, he's spotted. Second is Kai, he shrinks. Just like it's described that Lord Brahma was trying to make something as beautiful as Lalita Saki. So he began to make the moon, and gradually became very big and perfectly round, and he wasn't satisfied. So he again erased it. Every day erasing and erasing, erasing, erasing. Then he started again. And it's eternally going on. He's never been able to make anything as beautiful as Lalita Saki. We see the moon, he makes it every day bigger, bigger, bigger. Then he's not satisfied. He erases it again. So he shrinks. Then Banki. We see the moon, he's very crooked. And fourth fault is Nisachar. Just like we attend the classes and we go to the Namahata programs and so many things, just to learn a little bit about Vaishnav Achar, how to behave like a Vaishnav. So Nisha means night. Nisachar means whose behavior is to come out at night. So who comes out at night? Rakshasas. And when the moon comes, nighttime, right? Just like a Rakshas. So he's Nisachar. And the fifth fault is Vishabandhu. Just like Vish means poison. Just like sometimes in Western countries, the devotees, they name their children Visvanath, Visvajivan, Visvajit, Visvambar. And in foreign countries, what do all their friends call them? Hey, Bish. I'm always embarrassed in Braj. Somebody says, hey, Bish, you know, and all the Brajbazis turn around. Who's he talking to? So he's Vishabandhu, relative of the poison. Because you know, when they churn the ocean of milk, first poison came out. Lord Shiva, he drank all the poison, and snakes and scorpions and others drank up the few drops that he dropped. And then Uchesrava came, and so many things came. Moon also came. So he's born from the same place as poison. Vishbandhu, he's a relative of poison. And if that wasn't enough, what do we call the moon in Sanskrit? Chandra, right? Sounds too much like one of Radharani's competitors. Shh. Don't say it. So for all these reasons, Radharani became very, very upset. And she fled away from that place and hid in a cave. Now nobody knows where that cave is. And Krishna was left lamenting. And hearing Krishna's lamentation and separation from Radharani, even the rocks began to melt. Even the rocks began to melt. After some time, Radharani returned, but she was all dressed up like Krishna. And Krishna said, hey, who are you? And Radharani said, I'm Krishna, who are you? Krishna said, I'm Krishna, who are you? Radharani said, no, I'm Krishna, who are you? And Krishna said, no, I'm the real Krishna, who are you? Radharani said, I'm the real Krishna, who are you? And Krishna said, no, you're Nakali Krishna, I'm the real Krishna. Radharani said, no, you're the Nakali Krishna, I'm the real Krishna. This way they were arguing for some time. Then Radharani said, well, if you're the real Krishna, then where's your Srimati Radhika? Where's Srimati Radharani? Krishna said, I'll play my flute, she'll come, you'll see. He began to play on his flute. No Radharani appeared. Again he played on his flute. No Radharani appeared. Third time he played so enchanting melody on his flute that Radharani could no longer maintain her disguise. And Krishna opened his eyes, he saw Radharani standing right in front of me. Then he grabbed Radharani's hand and they ran off to Unchagaon, the village of Lalita Sakhi, to see if Lalita can tell who is Radha and who is Krishna. Sri Radha Krishna ki jai. So this is one of the lovely pastimes of Barsana. On the other side we see another hill that is More Kutir. So you all know the meaning of more, when you want extra prasad, right? More. No, more means peacock. So what happened was one time Krishna looked on top of that hill and he saw Radharani and all the Sakhis were watching something. So he went there and he saw that they were watching the dancing of the peacocks. So then Krishna himself, he began to dance just like a peacock. And peacock was dancing, and Krishna was dancing, and peacock was dancing, Krishna was dancing. Then he came before Srimati Radharani, and she said, "You dance very nicely, but this peacock dances nicer than you." So again, Krishna was dancing, and peacock was dancing, and Krishna was dancing. Again, he came before Nandani, and she said, "That was much better, but this peacock dances nicer than you." In this way, Radharani became Morni. Morni means peahen. So Radha and Krishna began to dance like Mor and Morni, peacock and peahen. And the sadhus there, they tell that many years ago, a couple hundred years ago, there was one Nimbarka sadhu, one sadhu from Nimbarka Sampradaya. He was doing his bhajan there. He was an artist. And suddenly this pastime appeared before his eyes. And Radharani blessed him that if you paint this pastime, as long as you paint, you will see this pastime before your very eyes. So in that temple up there, there's a very beautiful painting of Radha and Krishna dancing as Mor and Morni. Then I always tease the devotees, because we're telling the pastime downstairs, and it's just after somewhere along the way we took breakfast prasad. I said, "We just took breakfast prasad." And there's so many stairs to go up there. You really don't want to go up there and see that beautiful painting, do you? And everybody says, so, of course, now I'm too old to go up, and I said, "Oh, you go up and see." So everybody runs up there, and whole temple, outside, inside, everywhere, there's beautiful paintings of peacocks. And all around the altar is just peacock tiles. Somebody found some tiles with peacocks. And everything is peacocks. And then you go inside, a beautiful painting of Radha and Krishna, dancing as peacock and peahen. And from there we get to see the whole Braj Mandal. There's a window, you open up, you look out, and you see the whole Braj Mandal from there. And it's very, very beautiful. And we shouldn't think that this Braj Mandal is part of this material world. Prabhupada has very carefully told us that this Brajadam and this Golok Dham and this Brajadam are non-different. It's not that you bought a ticket on the Indigo and flew to Delhi and took a taxi and came to Vrindavan. We're only coming to Vrindavan by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says you can't buy a ticket to Vrindavan. It's only by Prabhupada's mercy. Just like I had a very, very dear godbrother who also is no more, named Vishal. He was one of the original devotees in Vrindavan temple. One time, Prabhupada was circumambulating Krishna Balaram Mandir, and Vishal was there. Well, Prabhupada loved this bell, especially in Vrindavan. Hari Sori told me that one night, in the middle of the night, Prabhupada rang his bell, he ran in and said, "Do you hear?" And Hari Sori listened. "Do you hear?" I didn't hear. Hari Sori said, "I didn't hear anything." He said, "Chokidar is sleeping, go wake him up and tell him to ring the bell." So anyway, Vishal was standing there, And he was going, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai. So Prabhupada stopped and he planted his cane in the marble. And he looked at Vishal and he said, so you like this place? And Vishal said, oh, Prabhupada, it's wonderful. Then Prabhupada, with a flick of his hand, he said, then take it. It's yours. So this is the power of the pure devotee of the Lord. Just by a flick of the wrist, he can give you Vrindavan. So this is our ticket to Vrindavan, is Srila Prabhupada. Just like I remember, I went to the first really organized Mayapur festival. Those days was Mayapur Vrindavan festival in Mayapur, 1974. And that time there was a few life members there. And I remember they always used to ask, and I guess it's the British way of asking, because in America we don't say it like that, and what is your qualification? I said, I don't have any qualification. My only qualification is to the Prabhupada. In America, we ask, what type of degree do you have from the university? But I guess they say it must be the British way, because I don't know this expression. What is your qualification? I don't have any qualification. My only qualification is to the Prabhupada. So only by Prabhupada's mercy we're able to enter Vrindavan. So, what pastime was there? I told about Vishal, but that was the introduction to something. Yeah. Oh, we can see the beautiful Brajadam from above, spread out all directions. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So it is non-different from the Golok Dham. And every bird, bee, human being, animal, monkey, deer, every living being, Nilgaya, every living being, insect even, has something to do with Krishna's pastimes. And somebody always asks, what about black snake, cobra? Because sometimes in Goshala, some black cobra comes out. What has cobra got to do with Krishna's pastimes? So one time, Krishna, he was a little too fresh with Srimati Radharani. And she became upset. And she ran away. And she was flying down the path, just fleeing. And Krishna began running after her, but she was running like the wind. He couldn't catch her. But on the path, this big black snake was coming. And he saw this beautiful golden girl is going to trample on me. And he stood up and went, and Radharani screamed and ran back into the arms of Sri Krishna. So this Brajadam, even snake has something to do in Krishna's pastimes. Such a wonderful place. So, you should all come and see. In Raval also, in old days, used to be very nice. Now it's become also very big like Barsana. But in old days it was very, very simple. And their Abhishek was at 7 o'clock. Abhishek in Barsana Mandir is somewhere around 5 o'clock in the morning. But in Barsana, around 7 o'clock or so, and everybody those days, I don't know about nowadays because it's big, now it's become very popular also. Used to have, everybody sitting very peacefully, singing nice Brishbasi songs and doing the Abhishek. It was very, very simple. But now they have a big pandal and it's a whole big thing. But the old days it was very simple, and at 7 o'clock in the morning they would do the Abhishek. Both are very sweet places, Barsana and Raval. So we just have a few minutes left. So maybe somebody has some questions they'd like to ask, and we can try and give the answer.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Prabhuji, you were mentioning the 5 faults in Chandra. So the third one I could not understand, Prabhuji.
Third one, monkey. He's crooked. So being crooked is fault.
Crooked.
Crooked, yes.
Okay.
So you go and you see Banka Vihari, he's crooked. Any other question?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for a wonderful class. I was hearing recently 10th canto, all the pastimes. So just when I was hearing, I got a doubt that when these Brajavasis are so much separation of Krishna, he has sent Uddhava and sometime Balram came. But why Krishna never came, even though he was staying in Mathura, very close? So why?
This is a mystery. Actually, first of all, Krishna never left. Prabhupada always quotes this verse, Vrindavanam prityajam padamekam nagaschami. I don't take one step out of Vrindavan. Vrindavan prityajam, you know the word tyag. So prityajam, to leave Vrindavan. Prityajam padam ekam. Pad, means foot. Ekam, I don't take 1 foot outside. Gachami, not 1 foot outside. Krishna went deep into the hearts of all of the Brishvasis. From our point of view, we saw that they were suffering, but actually, just like if you have something, sometimes you take it for granted. But then when you lose it, then you're always thinking, oh, I had so much money that somehow this financial crisis came, I lost everything, and then you just remember it very, very intensely. So the Brishvasis, they were so much intensely remembering Krishna. They were seeing him, they were dancing with him, they were singing with him. They're having, from outside it seems like they're lamenting. Just like, I remember, I joined in a place called Boulder, Colorado, which is at the foot of the Rocky Mountains. So in the winter time it snows. Very, very cold. And we would be doing kirtan. And we go to the capital city of Colorado is Denver, which is just, 20 minutes away from Boulder. So we would go to Denver and chant. And we would be chanting. It would be, 5 degrees below zero. We were chanting. And we just had to completely absorb ourselves in the holy name. And because we were completely absorbed in the holy name, we were smiling from ear to ear. Everyone else was on the street with their collars pulled up and, walking down the street, so miserable, And these poor guys, their guru's probably in Hawaii somewhere enjoying, they're out here freezing to death. But one girl came by and she saw we were the only people on the street who were smiling. She was so shocked, she stood there until her hands froze. Then she ran inside the department store, bought some mittens, and came back out to continue watching the devotees doing kirtan. Then she came to the temple and became a devotee. So people thought we were suffering out there, but we were so much concentrating on the holy, because most of the time we're doing kirtan, our mind is just wandering here and there. We were just, if you forgot the holy name for 1 second, you realize where we were. We were just absorbed in so the Brishvasi there, by that separation, they became so much absorbed in Krishna. So this is a mystery. Krishna actually never left. He entered deep into the hearts of the Brishvasis. Just like nowadays, you go to Vrindavan, it looks more like you're Bombay. Supposed to be Vrindavan. So you have to go deep into your heart. You can't see Vrindavan by your eyes. You have to go deep into your heart to see Vrindavan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Ji have. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the nice class, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, what should be the real meaning of Brajavasi? Like, just to say Radhe Radhe is one who is a Brajavasi, how to understand being a Brajavasi?
Well, Indra Prabhu, he found one verse. He told me one time. He said there's 3 types of Brajavasis. One who's born in Vrindavan, one who lives in Vrindavan, and one who dies in Vrindavan. So of the 3, one who dies in Vrindavan, he's the real Brajavasi. Still, somehow or other, those who have taken their birth there, it's very special. And we see, if you just scratch a little, meaning they have so much devotion for Krishna in their hearts, hidden in their hearts. Just like I remember one time we were going on Sankirtan van, we were catching a ride up from Mayapur up to Calcutta. No, actually we were going from the Delhi to Vrindavan. And somebody mentioned about one time Shyam Sundar, he rented a helicopter to bring Prabhupada from Heathrow Airport to the Bhaktivedanta Manor. Of course, Prabhupada was furious. They didn't have any money and they wasted so much money on this helicopter. So as soon as the word helicopter came, because we're absorbed in all this material, so-called advancement, everybody started talking about now they got these of course now we have drones and so many things, it's not a big deal. So we started talking about all this technology, because that's our background. But at Brajavasi, you say something about Krishna and all of a sudden they start telling all the stories that their grandfather, they heard through their whole life, you know. They just, you scratch a little and it's there. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Sri Radhaswami Mahamahotsav ki, Go Premanande.